Hello student, this is Sheetal teacher here and today we are going to start with the next part of the verb. In previous videos we have learned about the object of the verbs and two types of the verb, that is transitive and intransitive type of verb. Today we are going to learn two more types of the verb, that is finite and non-finite verbs. Now just have a look on this example. The example is Raju plays cricket every day. Raju plays cricket every day. So in this sentence, Raju is the subject, plays is our verb. Now by looking at this verb, we came to know two important things. The first thing is that the verb plays shows us that the subject, means the Raju subject, is singular. It is in a singular form. Secondly, we came to know that the sentence belongs to the present tense. Right? So because of the plays verb, we are able to recognize two things, that the subject is singular and the sentence belongs to the present tense. So actually the original form of the verb is to play, right? But according to the tense it has changed. Plays means the verb plus s, right? Or suppose if the sentence it will be in a past tense, the format of the play it will again change, it will be verb plus ed. It means what? That the play verb, it is changing its format according to the tenses. So these types of verbs are called as a finite verb. So finite verbs are those which change their form depending on the tense of the verb and number. Number means singular or plural, and person of the subject. Person of the subject means first person speaker, second person speaker, third person speaker, which have already seen. So these type of verbs are called as a finite verb. So in short we came to know here that the verb which change their forms according to the tenses, according to the singular or plural, or according to the person of, means the speaker. So these type of words are known as a finite verb. Now we will see the second part, that is the non-finite verb. See the example here. The boy wants to play. The boy wants to play. Now here in this sentence we came to know that the boy is our subject. The boy is a noun. The boy, the baby. Okay, so it's a spelling mistake. Consider it as a boy. And boy it is in a singular. When we read the whole sentence, we came to know that wants is a regular verb in this sentence. According to our knowledge, we know that play is also verb, right? But when we look at this sentence and when we see the meaning of this sentence, it came to know us that wants is the verb in this sentence, because it is playing some action, and because of this action there is some object, that is what? Playing. Clear? So as we have learned in object, the boy want to play. What does the boy want? To play, right? Now according to the rule of object, to play is not a verb here. To play, it is acting here as a object. As a object means which has a effect which is done by the verb wants, right? So want is what? What does the baby wants to do? So we will came to know the baby want to play. So according to our last video object, we came to know that play is the object of the verb. Like play has become the object of the wants verb. Basically, at a first glance we know wants is the verb and play is also verb. But play is here acting as an object, and we know Object is always a noun. It may be a adjective or it may be a adverb, that we have already seen. It means what? To play here, it is not used as a verb, it is used as a noun. It is used as a object noun. So to play here is the noun. So we came to know here that verb to play takes the form to plus verb, right? Means it is in to plus वर्ब के फॉर्म में यहाँ पर प्रेजेंट है. Secondly, it acts as an object in the sentence. As I told you, it acts as an object in this sentence, not as a verb. It is not playing the role of verb. Remember. And thirdly, it is used as a noun in this sentence. We know that object is always a noun. It might be adjective, it might be adverb. And here in this sentence, to play, it is acting as a noun and as an object, right? Means our verb is wants. To play is also verb, but it has not changed its form. So in such a cases, we will take one more example. Painting is my favorite pastime. Now is the helping verb, right? Now in this helping verb, painting, actually we know to paint, it is the verb to paint. It is a verb according to our knowledge. Now here it has become a painting. Means what does it has become? It has become the subject of the sentence, right? Now subject of the sentence, it is always a noun or a pronoun. It means what? Painting, it has become the noun. So painting is the subject in this sentence, and painting takes the verb to paint. Actually the verb is to paint, but when it is converted into noun, it has become paint plus ing, so painting. And it is act as a subject in this sentence, right? So in these two examples, the first example was the baby wants to play, and here in this second example, painting is my favorite pastime. In these two sentences, painting and to play, these two verbs are acting as a non-finite verb, right? But along with that, we came to know here that these two verbs are not playing the actual role of verb. They are playing the role of noun, adjective or adverb, right? In previous sentence also we have seen wants was the regular verb, right? And in this sentence also is the verb. So painting and play, they are called as a non-finite verb. So in short, non-finite verbs are those which do not change their form to show the action done by the subject. Are you getting the point? Whatever the action done by the subject, means painting is our subject. What is the action done by painting? It is not shown us by the to paint word. It is shown us by the is word, is verb. Same way, in previous example, the baby wants to play. The baby, it was the subject. Wants was the verb. Now, to play, it was not showing us the action done by the baby. Wants was the verb which was showing us the action done by the baby, action done by the subject. That's why to play, it had become the non-finite verb in that sentence. Are you getting the point? So the first important point related to the non-finite verb is non-finite verbs are those which do not change their form to show the action done by the subject, right? And secondly, they perform the functions of noun, adjective, adverb in a sentence. Got this thing? So the basic difference between finite and non-finite verb, the first one is finite verb change their forms depending on the verb, depending on the singular, plural, depending on the subject. Whereas non-finite verb, they do not change their format. Clear? And non-finite verb can be perform the function of noun, adjective or adverb in the sentence. Clear? So here are some points to be remember. The first one is finite verbs form act as a verb. Means finite verbs work as a actual verb in the sentence. As I told you, Raju plays cricket. Plays is the actual verb. And non-finite verb forms do not act as a verb. For example, the baby wants to play. In such a sentence, play is not the actually or the regular verb. It is act as a noun. Secondly, finite verbs act as the main verb of the sentence. Right? Means Raju plays cricket every day. In this sentence, plays is main verb of the sentence. Whereas the baby wants to play. In this sentence, to play is not the main verb of the sentence. Actually, it acts as a noun, adjective or a adverb. Clear? Thirdly, finite verbs indicates number, person and tenses. In Raju plays cricket, because of the plays, we came to know that our subject is in a singular format. We came to know that our sentence belongs to the present tense, and that's why we always says that finite verbs indicate number, person and tense. And non-finite verbs do not indicate number, person and tense. Right? Why they do not indicate number, person and tense? Because they came in their original format. Right? Or else they work as a noun. Fourthly, finite verbs are used in the present tense and past tense, not in a future tense. So slowly when we will learn about the tenses, you will come to know more about this point, that finite verb used in present tense and past tense, not in a future tense. Right? Why? There is a logic, there are some rules about future tense that we will learn in the future tense topic. So at present keep this thing in your mind that finite verb used present and past tense, whereas non-finite verbs are infinitive, means they won't change the things. Right? So this was the last part of your verb lesson, finite and non-finite verb, which is really new for you. So listen the video again and again and try to note down some important points wherever you need it. Okay, so till that, listen the video properly so that we can solve the exercise. Till that, thank you so much.